Hey guys, this is Achintya, and here we have Nikki today. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Welcome back to College Junior Student Connect. In this episode, today we are going to have a conversation with Nikki here, who has been to many different parts of the world for her education. And today she is going to share her experience about her university, about her education. So stay along, watch this video till the end, and make sure to subscribe this channel. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, Nikki. I would like to know some background or intro about yourself. What's your field of study? Where you from?
Okay. So I have a diverse field. Hi everyone. I'm Nicky Kumari. I'm from Bihar. It's a state in India. I did my schooling from there, normal physics, chemistry, maths till high school, and then I ended up going to JNU for studying French language and French literature. I did my BA and MA from JNU. Then I found out about this very beautiful program goes by the name of Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's degree. And I wanted to pursue a degree in education for social change. So I signed up for that, and it is facilitated by four different universities across Europe. So I studied at University of Glasgow, National University of Ireland, and then Tallinn University. I did a 1 month summer course at University Science Malaysia for climate change and sustainability, and then there was another university, Open University of Cyprus. So yeah, and it was a fully funded program. So that was the best part of the journey. When I say fully funded, that means my tuition fee was covered, my airfare was covered, my healthcare was covered, and then I was getting 1,000 euros per month as a stipend, living stipend. So yes, we can go ahead with more detailed information about this. Okay.
It's really good. That's really good. So it has been up and down journey, but with a lot of ups, actually.
Yes, it was a lot of good cultural exposure, academic exposure, and then a lot of travel, which, people actually dream about and
Yeah.
dream for. And I get to do all that while studying, which is like a, wholesome package that, oh, you are studying at the bestest universities in the
Yeah.
world. I mean, I'm not a fan of Game of Thrones and that Hogwarts thing. What is that? People
Harry,
will get offended with me.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. So I'm not a fan of that, but Scotland is the hotspot for, Harry Potter lovers. And I never got the vibe, but I mean, fine. So University of Glasgow was a big thing. I never imagined growing up in Bihar that, oh, I would ever go to, University of Glasgow, which is
Yeah.
like a big thing. But
Mm.
it happened. And yeah, it happened beautifully, I would say. It was depressing a bit with the cold and house hunting, cultural navigation and settling in, and then yeah, moving again and again to different parts of
Right.
the country, like not country actually, different countries.
Yeah.
Challenging, like definitely challenging. Cultural adaptation, weather adaptation,
Good to know that.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, it happened, and I successfully managed to pass my degree with merit. I mean, I would have loved to have it gotten with distinction, but still happy. So
let's
yeah,
call it a destiny.
yeah.
Chalo. All right, Nikki. Starting with the first question, which is why you chose this particular country or countries and not just thought of settling in India.
So I am more of a actually believer of the concept that nobody should pay for their education. I mean, if you can grab some opportunity where you can get free education, you should go for it. So I got to know about this scholarship, where you can apply for up to maximum three courses, and there is no application fee as such as well. So great bonus. I mean, you get it, you get it. You don't get it, you don't get it. It's okay, no loss, right? Except for the money you invest in IELTS, which still is valid for 2 years, right? So, and then when I found out about this program, Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's degree, it was like, oh, I can go to one country, then another country, then another country. So it seemed to me like a big deal that, okay, what if I end up getting this scholarship? I'll be studying at multiple beautiful, greatest academic institutions, and then I will be traveling alongside as well. So actually, I didn't choose the countries. I choose the program, and then I had to go to those countries. So my program was Masters in Adult Education for Social Change, and it is already decided according to the European Commission. that which all university will participate. They have their own rules for that, in the course. And so my participating university was University of Glasgow, National University of Ireland, which also goes by the name of Maynooth University, and Tallinn University, Open University of Cyprus, and there was an optional summer course at University Science Malaysia. And I just wanted to explore Malaysia as well. So it's like, okay, I'll go there as well. So, I mean, no harm. So yeah, I
Basically,
mean,
four universities.
yeah,
Those
four
four.
universities.
Wow,
Yeah.
must have been a good
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, and I got two degrees as well. So like I have one specialization in adult education for social change, and another is for masters in education, like plain. And then I mean the bonus part was like I was registered at University of Glasgow for 2 years, so I got PSW for UK as well, which I didn't opt for, my choice. Looking at the market and everything.
Yeah,
And I also got option to work in Netherlands for a year, which I'm thinking of exercising because I can still apply for it until 28.
right.
So yeah.
Oh, that's good. But why not India?
Why not India? I mean, why would you study in India if you're getting paid for studying, travel, and then, having legal right to work in multiple countries, which is always, I think, better
Okay.
uh, if you can have multiple options,
Right,
you know, and travel, no world, no countries, and then, yeah, I mean, in the whole academic ecosystem as well, it matters which
right.
university you go to. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Second question to you, Nikki, is what was your decision faced while moving out of India? Who supported you, your friends, family, how you chose the exact course, and was there any loan that you took or something like that?
For choosing the course, as I'm very much inclined toward working with communities on different aspects of gender and education, and I was active throughout my like BA and MA with different NGOs. So that drives my choice of course, which was Masters in Adult Education for Social Change. And then about support, yes, I did get a lot of support from my student alumni, like alumni from my previous universities who helped me in refining my SOP, and helping me with preparation in IELTS. And then in terms of financial support, I got a lot of financial support from my brother-in-law because UK visa was really expensive. And the initial cost of moving out and going, it was a lot. Back then, it used to be somewhere around, I don't know, 1,800 pound, and I was just a master's pass out, and I haven't worked, so I needed loan. But as I had a family who was able to help, I didn't need to take any loan. And as my course was fully funded, so I didn't need to take loans there as well. So I would not be able to give you any insights on that at all because I didn't had to go through that whole struggle. But yeah, it was financially challenging for me, even, borrowing almost like 4 lakh rupees for the initial cost, right? Visa and airfare and the initial months, right? And then, yeah, I mean, you need to be prepared financially
Oh yeah.
before
But you were able
taking
to
the.
manage it at the end, so it's all good.
Yes, I was. So it was fine.
Sure, very good. The next question is about the English test or the requirement. Was there a specific requirement of English test, IELTS या PT या कुछ जैसे कनाडा में होती है वैसे वहाँ की यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए थी and were you able to clear it?
Yes, there was. There were two options. Either I could have given IELTS or TOEFL, or I could have just given a certificate from a university that my previous course was facilitated in English language. But because in my case I did a BA in French, it was facilitated in French language. So the second
तो
option,
पहले
which could
कौन
have
से?
been,
That's very good.
yeah, uh, I mean, it would have been no cost, I didn't even needed to invest in IELTS. So people who like don't know that this option also exists in most of the universities in Europe, that you can get a certificate from your university back home in India that your course was facilitated in English and you don't have to provide IELTS. Like there are a lot of universities which actually accept that.
This is really
So
useful to the people watching it. Guys, please note, please make a note of.
yeah, you can save a lot of money and energy as well because honestly, I think IELTS or TOEFL doesn't really make any sense to me because your English is not just going to be valid for another 2 years because it expires every 2 years, right? So I did took some of the test from Leap Scholar. There was some institution which prepares, I think, for IELTS and TOEFL. I took their test and just give like 3, 4 tests, and then there were 5 tests when you register on British Council website. No, IDP. Back then it shifted to IDP. So you have to register with IDP for the IELTS test, and they give you this whole package of test. And I did that only, and that's it, nothing else. And I didn't perform quite well, I would say, because yes, I just went without almost no preparation, but I managed to get the score I needed, which was 6.5 band. So I was like, okay, done. I can go for it,
Yeah,
because most of the courses accepted 6.5. So yeah.
that's good.
And
But
I would
it
advise
was
be prepared and try to score more. Don't go like me, please.
yeah.
Yep.
It's always good to be prepared,
Yes. Yes.
such things. But yeah, good to know that. Yeah. Next, fourth question is about your SOP and your LOR. Who helped you for your SOP or LOR, or was there any certain requirement to add something? Or was
Mm-hmm.
there any special clause to leave the country once you're done with your graduation or master's? जैसे यहाँ पे है. So,
So no, for my scholarship, we are not mandated to leave the country after you are done with your scholarship. I know there are scholarships where you are supposed to come back
okay.
to your country. But for my scholarship, it was not. So I didn't needed to talk about that. But because it was a course of social change, adult education, and that was my intrinsic motivation as well, that I want to go explore world, to see different system, come back with all the knowledge and work back in India. Fine. So I had to, justify that why the European Commission and this whole scholarship committee should give me that scholarship, right? And how my profile build up as an apt candidate for this course. So do keep in mind that you need to be able to justify your background and the prospective course that you're applying for. You need to connect the dots that how you're better situated to do this course and how this is going to benefit you. And if it is like some SOP that you're writing for scholarship particularly, you will have to sell yourself in the best possible way, honestly. I mean, that's the brutal reality. Like by pointing out that how over the year you have built your profile, like for me, even if I have had a bachelor's in French language, because they just needed a bachelor's, but I build upon the fact that I have had engaged with research institutions and NGOs, and I have done multiple courses beyond my French degree as well. And that's how I built up my whole SOP. But yes, it was not the sole work of mine. I gave it to my seniors in university who are doing PhD in multiple domains to refine it. And then I took help from the alumni who have done some similar course, and they helped me as well. So yeah, that's how my SOP came into picture. And I had to also justify that what will be my dissertation topic in the SOP itself. So yeah, I had to give a little bit brief about that as well. So you might be asked depending on course to course. So yes, do keep that in mind as well. But keep people in check, so who can help you with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
signing and writing thing. Yeah.
Thanks for the details. Jumping to the very next question, very important question. Tell us about your college or universities. I'm assuming you have more than one college, so सारे colleges के बारे में थोड़ा थोड़ा संक्षेप में वर्णन कर दीजिए.
Okay. So yes, I did went to 3 different universities because three mobility was mandatory. So my first university was University of Glasgow, which is in UK. The good point about UK is English language, definitely, So it was easy peasy because I didn't have to do the transition of the language. And of course, University of Glasgow being very cliched, very historic and old, and I'm very historically inclined person, was the best and beautiful place. And then you have a lot of multicultural people in Glasgow, and Glasgow is the most friendliest city in the world, like by record as well. So it was great time there, definitely. And of course, my first mobility, so I was excited and all that. Resources wise as well, Glasgow is a big name, big university. My department was really good. So the College of Social Sciences and Department of Education was really, really good. Professors were supportive, very kind, strict as well at the times because you do have to perform. You can't just go away with anything. There is strict plagiarism check in Glasgow, and you cannot produce any academic work which has more than 10 or 12% of plagiarized work, fine, which is allowed academically. Then I moved to University of Ireland, Maynooth University, and again, very, very terrific place. Not as huge as Glasgow University, but like the best. The professors there had very different way of teaching. And I was at the Department of Adult and Community Education, and that was also very nice. And language-wise, I didn't have to again struggle because English again, and I had multiple field visits as well in Ireland, so I get to see Ireland as well. So fun time. Uh, but then going to Estonia, yes, the summer in Estonia was nice because I ended up going in August. But then the Tallinn University is a small university. It's not very highly ranked, but I actually liked my time there because uh, Tallinn is a small city, despite of being the capital city of the country Estonia. I mean, and the transportation is really nice, very clean, very efficient, very green. So, I mean, city-wise and the university space as well was really, really nice. And I liked my professor at Tallinn University, and it was the most hectic semester, I would say, because we were demanded to do a lot of work in that semester, like 10,000 words of case study for just one course. It's mostly like writing a dissertation, and then a lot of coursework. And it was cold, severe cold, like, so it was struggling, but I ended up managing somehow because I enjoyed the snow as well. There were parties and Christmas time. So yeah, it made sense. And then yeah, I ended up choosing to stay back in Estonia for my last semester as well because I did have choice of going back either to Ireland or to Glasgow, but then I was tired with the moving
Mm,
part of it as like, okay, so let's
right,
just be here. And it
right.
was cost effective. Yes, the best part is it was cost effective in terms of housing. So that's why I choose it as well. Uh, to be in Estonia.
All the
Yeah.
universities, all the colleges, you had pretty much fun, like, and
Yeah.
different experiences.
Very different.
Very good
But
to know that. So these were all your universities, right? Can you name them one by one?
University of Glasgow, National University of Ireland, Tallinn University, and there is one continuous partner which was delivering online courses, which was Open University of Cyprus. And then I had a summer school at University Science Malaysia in July 23. So, yes, five.
Great. Like 5 universities. Okay. So guys, any of you is planning to go into any of these universities, make sure you put down the comment so that team will be able to reach out to Nikki and ask about any question that you are asking. So you will get the answer for sure. Thank you, Nikki,
Definitely.
for the brief intros about your universities and the experiences. Moving to the next question, which is very important, accommodation. Considering you had more than one university, so almost like 3, 5 universities. So what was accommodation was like? How were you able to manage the accommodation?
Different countries has different challenges. Accommodation wise, I think I did struggled in Glasgow as well and Ireland as well because these two countries were always in housing crisis. I don't know why, because they take a lot of students and then a lot of people as well. But housing wise, I didn't struggle in Estonia. It was better. In Glasgow, I ended up finding a place while being in India itself through Facebook and groups. And yeah, it was a nice accommodation, definitely. But I was not in university accommodation because I find outside accommodation much more cheaper than the university accommodation. The university was asking us to pay like 720 pound per month, and I found a place for like 500 pound outside with
Mhm.
my own room in a three-room apartment. So I was like, why not? In 220 pound you can do your groceries and a lot of other stuffs. So that was Scotland, and then Ireland, it was also very expensive. I was paying somewhere around 550 euros to stay in one room in
550
again.
per month?
Yes, 550 euros per month. Ireland is very expensive. Ireland and Scotland both.
Yeah.
Housing is, yeah. So, Ireland, I mean, that too is not living in Dublin, Dublin. Dublin, no, you can't. You need a lot of money. So, people who are going for Dublin, I mean, I would rather recommend them to stay in, closer cities like Maynooth, which is 40-minute train ride, nice train ride. You can just go and you can save up a lot of money in terms of accommodation. So Dublin again depends on people's finances and how they are managing their finances. Because
But
I was like,
how hard it is to find accommodation? My question is,
uh,
if
it
someone
is,
wants to
it
go to
is.
university, तो उनको they will have hard time or no?
Depending on how much time you are taking to find the place, be well planned, meticulous, and also stay away from the scammers. There will be a lot of scammers
Yeah.
if you are going through Facebook groups. But I did find it most of my places through Facebook groups. So,
University won't help you in those cases.
Mm, university have their accommodation, but again, because in my situation I was changing across semesters, and university do also give preference to students who are staying throughout the
Right,
year.
right.
I was in the like bottom in their preference list, so that's why I was having a hard time. So people who are going to stay longer, I think they would have much more easier time, and um, but the university accommodation in Scotland is not cheap, so
Mm. Yeah,
accommodation in
great for
going
that.
to in Estonia, the university accommodation was cheaper. So I lived for 2 semesters in Estonia. First semester, I rented out a really beautiful apartment, just 10-minute walk by the beach, 20 minutes from the main city, and it was like 850 euros for the whole 2 BHK apartment, which was the win-win situation. Honestly, the best accommodation I could have. And
Talking about the accommodation, Nikki, what was your monthly expense? I would like to add this question as well.
it
Apart from
varied
tuition fees as well. So,
country.
what was your tuition fees for all these courses?
So, I think the whole tuition fee participation was somewhere around 18,000 euros.
18,000.
Uh, yeah, which was paid by the committee itself. So I didn't had to get any stress about that. Fine.
Okay.
So, and I was getting 1,000 euros per month for my living cost.
Wow, that's good.
Then, yeah, and then 3,000 per year for my airfare.
Hmm.
Yes, and then I had my student insurance as well, health insurance as well. So,
So monthly expense, you were paying nothing.
no, nothing. So, yes.
That's good. Okay, so this was in Glasgow or this was in other country as well?
No, it's for the whole 2 years.
Oh, okay. The whole 2 year you were like paid
Yes.
totally. So you were spending
Yes.
nothing from your own pocket.
No, nothing.
That's
So that was the main agenda, actually. Yes. So, but still, 1,000 euros is not enough when it comes to pound because pound and euro have again variation. But I was like, fine, not struggling a lot. But I can't have a lot of fun with 1,000 euros when it comes to pound. It becomes 900 something pound. Fine. So I mean, if you just want to live a student life, it's
right.
okay,
Okay.
fine. But in Estonia, I could manage to have some money to travel because the accommodation was cheaper. And then for my second semester, I stayed in university accommodation, which was much more cheaper, which was like 205 euros for double sharing room. And this is a very huge room. So it was like, fine, I can travel with the money left, 300 euros. And I ended up traveling in the fourth semester to Italy, Greece, and other parts. So yeah, I mean, it depends on the university and country you are going to. And for my information, and as much as I know, Ireland and UK is expensive, is going to be expensive for accommodation.
Please
Uh,
note that everybody.
yeah.
But yeah, thanks for the detailed investing and spending insights. Yeah, thank you. And with the accommodation and the universities, what about the part-time jobs in these countries and this universities area?
Okay, so as you know, like you need paperwork done before you can sign up as a part-time worker or any-time worker. So like, what used to happen in my case, even if I wanted to work. So like I ended up getting my BRP midway across the semester, British Residence Permit, and after that only you can, work. Okay.
Hmm.
And you also need your NI number and national insurance number for people who are going to look for part-time works. Make sure you have your NI number and you have to.
And with the accommodation and the universities, what about the part-time jobs in these countries and this universities area?
Okay, so as you know, like you need paperwork done before you can sign up as a part-time worker or any-time worker. So like, what used to happen in my case, even if I wanted to work. So like I ended up getting my BRP midway across the semester, British Residence Permit, and after that only you can, work. Okay.
Hmm.
And you also need your NI number and national insurance number for people who are going to look for part-time works. Make sure you have your NI number and you have to.
So we were talking about part-time jobs.
Yes, so I did work for a very small while because as I have been telling you guys that I had full fund scholarship, so didn't had to think about my living costs. So in the very last semester, what happened was like I was just doing my master's dissertation, and there was one more course. So I had some amount of time left, like more time. I mean, writing a dissertation itself is very daunting, but still. I was like, I need to, explore the community. And I mean, I was on the stage of, figuring out whether I would go back home, like come back to India, or which I came back, or I would stay back in UK. So I thought, okay, let's start exploring jobs. So I ended up working for this very fancy mall as a shopping assistant for like 2 months. Yeah, that's what I did in total because I didn't have to work
You don't
less
have
time.
much experience of part-time jobs, but according to your
Yeah.
knowledge, is it hard to find part-time jobs nowadays in all these universities in these countries or no? Would you say?
Depending on what kind of jobs you're looking for as well. It depends and it varies according to the requirement. I mean, if you're looking for any job which can just meet your expenses, like be working in cafe, working in a mall and stuff. I mean, there is competition for sure, in all these countries with a lot of people out there. Uh, but the good part is if you know the language, like for UK, English. While in Estonia, when I was in Estonia, it was a huge trouble because the language was a mandatory thing in most of the places. So it depends whether you can speak the language or what kind of job you want. So it totally depends on that. But yeah, you can still find it. You will have to find it. That means you will have to put in some effort. But you will,
You
yeah.
will. Okay, okay, good to know. My second last question to you is about the full-time job, which is very necessary for everybody, very important. How hard it is to get a job over there? How easy is it to get a job? What's your experience for the full-time job? है भी या नहीं या मतलब what's going on?
Again, as I was in multiple countries, but I was entitled to work full time in Estonia as a student as well. So they have their own ways and rules. But as the language was a huge barrier there, despite there were a lot of jobs that I could do, I could not get it because of the language. So
Ah,
that became the Estonian story. Like, I could be a French teacher, but I also need to know the Estonian language as well.
right.
So, despite of English and French, and knowing two language already, European language, it was not enough because again, it was the localized concept. I mean, need. But for UK, for part-time jobs, as I said, it's not that hard. Again, now I don't know. It was like a year ago which when I did it, but so I don't think it must have changed a lot. But for full-time job, I didn't try much because I made up my mind that I will go back. I'm not investing like almost £3,000 in post-study work visa. I didn't find it worth because maybe I have another choice as well, that I can still apply for my Netherlands work visa for a year, and which is going to cost me somewhere around 400 euros. So the cost benefit of it, I was like, it doesn't make any sense for me to stay back in UK. And it was a lot of pressure for me to decide as well because I had to apply for the PSW before my student visa expires. So it
Oh,
was like, I like this. Okay. And then arranging all that money and applying for it because You thinking that you will get a sponsored job is not an easy task. Even getting a non-sponsored job already is not easy. And
Exactly.
sponsored jobs, because their salary bar is very high. Like for sponsored job now, I think it's somewhere around 42,000 pounds, which is like, you will have to have like 4 to 5 years of experience to get that sort of salary, okay, in UK. So as I was a fresher, like I didn't work in India back home as well full time. So I knew that I don't stand a chance much to get a sponsored job. So I didn't even break my head on that. And for unsponsored jobs, yes, because I was thinking I might apply for PSW, but I didn't had any success on my applications, which I didn't do a lot. I will be very honest because I was not very sure whether I would like to stay back in UK. But it was still disappointing. Like out of the 30, 40 jobs that I might have applied, no response. So I got my hint that, okay, this place is not for me for now. Maybe later on I can think of. And then, as I said, I have the option of, applying for Netherlands work visa for a year. And the cost benefit analysis was like, why should I invest
Doesn't
3,000 pounds? Not worth. And Netherlands situated in EU is better connected as well. So yeah, I just
With your
gave my
knowledge, you can say it will be very hard for somebody who is going to this college or university in 2025 or 26 to get a job, right? Part-time, full-time job. I mean, let's not talk about part-time, but full-time job will be very hard to get.
I mean, it is going to be hard because I mean the economy is also not going great, and
Yep.
then I do know that my peers got full-time jobs, some of them, but it was also not very easy for them. Like out of 30, 40, 50 applications they have done, they got it 10 back, like for interview for one or two, and then out of those they got it because yes, they really were deserving. But the whole point of reaching to the point of getting interviews call is challenging, very
Obviously.
challenging.
I
So
think it's just
yeah,
not about the those countries in Europe, it's about everywhere. It's like
yeah,
a global scarcity of jobs and market collapsing everywhere. Like same in Canada, America, same in UK, Estonia, Scotland, Netherlands, etc.
yeah. But you being an immigrant also play a big role
Oh
because
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The
so
moment they know that you're coming from other countries, there's some kind of they throw a backlash on you because obviously.
yeah, I mean a lot of thing like if they are hiring some local person, they don't have to do sponsorship. So that's
Exactly.
one thing.
Yeah. Mm.
If they are hiring a local person, let's say in Estonian context, they get the language as well for the person, fine. And again, they don't have to pay for the sponsorship and all that. So sponsorship becomes a big deal. And then uh, you can go ahead with your PSW definitely if you want to work and if you have taken loan and recover the money.
Yep.
But start preparing from the very first semester, skill up yourself and skill up, I don't know, as much as you can.
That's
And
true.
then, yeah, make your connections as much as you can
Connections
to
very important.
get
Connect ही काम
referrals.
होता है आज के time पे. That's what I've came to know. That if you don't have any network, you're doomed.
Yeah, I mean, referral actually works. I mean, if how much ever applications you put in, if you know people who work actually there and can put into the right role, through referrals, that will at least ensure that you end up getting an interview call, and rest, of course, is based on your skill and knowledge. So yeah, it is going to be challenging, not easy.
Please not everybody, but glad to know the reality and thank you for telling the reality because a lot of people are just hiding it and not answering in the right way. But yeah, thank you for showing it कि हाँ ऐसा है.
No,
But yeah,
I'm pretty much very like not very stressed, but anxious that even if I think of applying for the Netherlands work visa, I will have to prepare a lot.
yep.
Like it's not enough to get the work visa. It's also like you need to have the work as well.
Oh
What
yeah,
will you do
for
with the
sure.
work visa? Go and work in cafe. That's not bad at all. I'm not saying it's bad, but you should be clear about what you want from your life.
Thank you, Nikki. Last question to you, Nikki, is what's your advice to the aspirants? Somebody's coming to these different universities. What's your advice to them? क्या करना चाहिए and what not to do?
Mm-hmm. So I'll talk from my personal experience and my perspective itself. Because I was very clear that I'm not going to take an education loan, 100% not very clear from the very beginning itself. And I would advise people to go for that itself if they can. And I do want to say that there are scholarships out there. You just need to, prepare yourself for that, and you need to gather the information. Fine. It is not going to be easy. I mean, if you can afford, yes, go for it. But if it is really going to break down your backbone to apply for loans, get loans, and then study abroad, I don't find it that worth. That's my personal perspective. Because financial stress is a huge thing while going through the whole cultural navigation, academic navigation, a lot of things, and then finding a job, right? So try first for scholarships. That's my advice, full funded, partial funded, but try it. Okay. And gather information. And then second, look beyond the very cliched countries as well, I would say.
Cliche country.
Like, yeah, like UK, Australia, Canada. Just look beyond those as well. There are beautiful, more welcoming countries, I would say, and out there. Like if you go for Germany, you don't have to stress about, tuition fees. Most of the public universities in Germany is like tuition fee. And like just a comparative lens, like if you apply for University of Oxford even, for 1 year masters, you'll end up paying somewhere around £15,000 to £20,000. In that much money, you will end up covering your whole education if you apply for a course in Germany, actually. Because
Germany.
you're not,
Ah,
yeah, you're not paying any university fee. I mean, there are other countries as well where the tuition fee is very low, like very low, and the standard of living is actually very high as well. Like, I mean, go to Denmark, Finland.
yep, yep.
So I would say that don't be afraid ki language barrier hoga and all that, because I stayed in Estonia. It's a very small country, okay, and people speak Estonian, Russian, and English. And I stayed in the Italian, like capital city. I didn't find that much problem as language barrier at all. Yeah, if you go to the countryside, of course, even in Indian countryside, people speaking English would face difficulty. Fine. So look beyond the very cliched country definitely is one advice I would say, because I, having lived in UK, which is very hyped up,
Hmm.
Ireland again hyped up, and then going to Estonia. And I enjoyed my time in Estonia the most because I was not financially stressed. Again, despite of having scholarship, because the cost of living was quite lower.
Hmm.
Um, uh, the transportation was free. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah, I mean, like in Ireland and UK, I was spending somewhere around £60 for my transportation itself. You can have fun with £60. Okay, so choose your place because everything contributes. Like you will also have to take care of your mental health, right? Emotional sanity. So to keep these things in consideration, and also look at the job market of the country before going to the country.
Hmm. That's very important.
Okay.
Very
And
important.
and and see which sector you are looking for job after your course. And choose a course wisely as well, I would say. Fine. Of course, follow your interest because without interest you can't do it. It's a lot of labor, but also be wise about how you can, mix and match things. Like follow your interest as well, align it with the market as well. So that would be my advice. And again, as I didn't work, so I can't again say a lot of things
Hmm.
about how it turned out or not. If I ended up figuring out my Netherlands work visa and I work in Netherlands, I would definitely come back and tell you about that. But as I'm planning to do PhD by next year, like trying to get enrolled by next year,
Mhm.
so I don't know how that will go. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, please have your research done before jumping into any country, any conclusion, any course, please. That's
Exactly.
one advice. And please look out for scholarships. Reach out to people on LinkedIn who have done those courses, and do your homework about the market, about the universities, before signing up for any course. And also, look whether you can apply for application fee waiver,
Hmm.
IELTS waiver. There are universities which offers you those things as well. So cut your cost as much as you can. I mean, if your dad is very rich, mom is very rich, go ahead, do whatever you do. I don't care honestly, but if you have to literally break your bone, please consider all these things before applying. Okay, yeah, that's what.
Thank you once again, Nikki, for the insightful details about all your experiences. Because I've talked to a lot of people living in these countries, but a lot of people are actually not telling the dark side. I mean, not telling the real truth about what's going on in these countries, but they're just telling the good sides. But yeah, thank you for bringing the actual truth on the table today. And thank you once again, everybody, for joining in, watching this video till the end. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. And Vilya, thank you, Nikki, once again. और इसी के साथ वीडियो को एंड करते हैं without any further ado, I will see you guys in the next video with another person showing their and sharing their experiences with their different course and country. So with this, adios. Goodbye, Nikki.
Bye. Have a good time.